Gang, it's your girl Diet, and I'm back with another video. Today, y'all, I'm gonna be doing a story time. My very first fight, my very first boom, 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 boom. Y'all, one of my bracelets was gonna fly off and hit the freaking camera, y'all. Anyways, we're doing my very first fight, story time. So, before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you know if it's anything that I post. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, y'all, let's get into the sugar honey iced tea. So, this, my very first fight. I was in 6th grade. We had just moved back to Houston. We ended up leaving, and then we moved back, not in the same place, so we moved into some apartments. This was like end of July, beginning of August. We moved into these apartments. They were like super big. We stayed in like the townhouse, and which was in the very back of the apartments. So I got signed up for school, middle school, and like it was a whole bunch of kids that stayed in these apartments, y'all. And there was this boy. He just was like, ever since I moved in the apartments, he just was like picking, and like I just did not like him. Like, why are you picking like that? That's weird. So school starts. The first month of school, well, like the first like half month of school, which was August, it was cool, breezy. September was cool, breezy. October, I don't know what it was something in the air. October, like this very day, I remember exactly what I had on, y'all. I had on a little yellow skin dress. My hair was in 2 puff balls. That was my little signature back then. And a gray Adidas jacket and some black Vans. And that was my fit, y'all. It was giving back then, but it's ugly. It was really ugly. I don't know if I have a picture of that day, but I have a picture of the dress that I can just put up like right here. It'll probably be, if I find it, yeah, y'all. So yeah, that day, it was just a normal day. I didn't really think too much of it, but like that day during school, like me and this boy was in the same grade. We didn't have none of the same classes, but like we would pass each other in the hallway a lot. Cause like I said, we was in the same grade. So yeah, we're in the hallways passing each other. Like I don't like go out of my way to speak, but if you say hey to me, I'm gonna say hey back. One of those. So yeah, this day he just was like picking a lot. Like he kept like bumping me and like poking me and stuff like that. So I'm like irritated, and by the time we get home, you know, we get on the bus, I'm just ready to go home. He's on the same bus as me because we stay in the same apartments, y'all. So we get on the bus, and we're getting on the bus, and like I sit in like the back of the bus, and he sits in like the very last seat on the bus. So like we're on the bus, and I just hear and I'm like, I jump, and then I just turn around, and I'm like, did you just smack my butt? What is wrong with you? So yeah, I turn around, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I say to him. And he just sitting there like laughing, like something was like, what's funny? Please, I want to hee-hee, I want to ha-ha. What's funny? So yeah, I'm like, I'm on 10, like I want to fight you now. And like I keep my composure. My friends are like, no, don't do it, don't fight him. And like I turn to go get in my seat, and he like I'm turning to get in my seat, and he like, I just feel something yank my little puff ball.
Oh, you want to get fucked up? You want to get? What is?
Are you out your noggin? That cranium? You lost that? Like, don't you ever. So I get in my seat. He walked back to his seat. I drop my backpack. I'm like, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? He's standing in his seat. Like, he's standing in his seat. He like this. He like just standing there. I'm like, no. Do you want to fight? He like, yeah, I want to fight. And he think that I'm playing this whole time, y'all. Whole time I'm on that. I'm on everything, y'all. So I'm like, you want to fight? And everybody else can see that I'm serious. And they're like, I'm standing up in the seat. So y'all, I'm standing up in the seat, and I'm just like, I'm standing, and I'm like, okay, hit me, swing, do something. He just standing there looking all cool or whatever. So I'm like, my friends are holding me back. They're like, no, don't fight. And I'm like, bro, let me go before I hit you. So I like yank away from them, and I'm like, it's like 2 seats for me to get back to get back there, y'all. So let me see. So y'all, it's like 2 seats for me to jump over. So I'm like standing up, and he like up. No, I'm like up here, and he's like down there, but it's still 2 seats. So I like hurdle them seats, and I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. Y'all, oh Lord, just so fun reliving it. So yeah, y'all, I'm going in. I'm just like I'm just punching like straight, like top of his head. I'm just like boom, 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 boom. Y'all, my hand started hurting so bad, but I did not care. I just kept like hitting. And then like I finally jumped down off the seats that I was on, and I'm like, so I can see the front of his face. So I'm just like boom, 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 boom. And then I pushed him, and like, you know, that window door that's in the back of the bus, he like went into that, and I like punched him like a couple more times, and then pushed them. And like when he got up, like the whole window back there was like gone, y'all, like shattered completely. And like the bus driver, she can't see what's going on because a whole bunch of kids is like crowding us or whatever. So they like, it's like really crowded. So it clear up, and she's like, what's going on? So like I said, it just, everybody just magically zoomed out the way, and like all you see is the back of the like just gone. So she's like, who did this? And everybody point to him. Y'all some solid ones, y'all some solid ones, y'all. So they point to him, and he like, you better come up here too. And she's like, who are you talking about? Somebody else did this with you? And she's like, whoever did it, you better come on out. I pick up my backpack. I'm like, oh well, might as well. So they're like, why would you tell on yourself? Why would you do that? I'm like, y'all, I don't care. I knew I was gonna get in trouble when I did it. That I didn't care. That was the point. So then we walk in, and like she take us to like the APs or something. She take us to the APs, and then they take us into the AP office in the school, and we're in there. They put us in like 2 separate rooms, cause I was still like, I'm talking about so red, y'all, like face just was like a pepper red. So we get back in there, and like they have me like write a statement, basically what happened. He tried to downplay the whole thing, y'all. We were just playing this, that, and the third, and then like try to play victim, like we were just playing, and she took it too far. I'm like, hold on real quick. No, that's not what happened at all. He wrote his statement before I was done writing mine. I'm like, no, this right here, yeah, come read this. And like they like, we don't know who to believe. I'm like, y'all see when I'm like, the bus has cameras on it, doesn't it? And they're like, yeah, but we can't get it right away. I'm like, well, when you can get it, watch the video. So like they basically still like, they believe in him more than they believe in me. I'm like, you still like doing this? He put his hand on a female, y'all. You see how, let me just show y'all how skinny I am now, y'all. I'm sticks and stones now, y'all. So like, imagine me back in like 6th grade. I was like itty bitty, bro. So I'm like for me to be that small, like you're not saying anything to him. Like I didn't have no bruises like how he did though. They're like, I'm like, you're not saying anything to him. He put his hands on a female. Like, come on now, use your common sense. So we get there, and then like, they call they had been called somebody to come pick him up, I guess his mom or something, and so he left. I don't really know what they told her or whatever, but they called my mom. She didn't pick up, so they had to go call somebody else. So they called one of my like close cousins, my older cousins, and she picked up. And like she's like, well, that's the far side of Houston for me, so I'm just gonna see if I can call her mom to come and see if she'll pick up. So like she called my mom like a couple times. My mom answers, and then she tell her like the school called me, you know, basically Adaya, something happened. So my mom get down there, and like they're like she got into a fight, and they not saying like with who or none of that. So they're just like she got into a fight. So she like grilling me, and then I'm trying to think, somehow like something came out, and they was like it was a boy though. So she going off on them like, where's the boy at, like why is he not still here, type stuff. And like we get into the car, she like, so what happened? So I'm like he smacked my butt, but I didn't hit him like right away then. And she's like, why not? She like, you should have kicked him in his nuts, kneed him in his nuts, something like that. And like in my head I'm like, dang, I should have, like, but I was so worried, like getting in my first fight, I really didn't want to get in trouble. And like by the time we got home, like everybody that was on the bus, because they couldn't take the bus nowhere, so everybody that was on the bus had, I guess they had to call another bus to come so they could put everybody on that bus and then take everybody home. So they put everybody on that bus, and they get home. So they get home, and like the kids who live in the back of the apartments, like where we stay at, they like see my mom like yelling at me, and they're like, are you good, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm straight. She's really just yelling. She's not even really just directly yelling at me, but she's just yelling. And so yeah, she's just yelling. And I think I got suspended for like 3 days, but then it ended up being like towards the weekend, so it was just like a longer period of time. And so come back to school that following, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I don't know. Well, we come back to school, and like I'm just like, hey y'all, you know, I couldn't get on the bus because, oh my god y'all, I wasn't allowed back on the bus because of what happened. So my dad had to take me to school. I think I wasn't allowed to be on the bus for like 2 or 3, I think it was like 2 or 3 days. It wasn't nothing too major. I think my parents just had to end up paying for it. My mama had to end up paying for the window, but I don't think she ever paid for it. So yeah, I wasn't allowed back, and then so my parents had to end up dropping me off at school. So come in, I'm like, hey guys, you know, like just come back to school, no more vibes or whatever. And like I'm in like my first and second period was the same class, so I'm in there, and I'm like, they called me to the office, and I'm like, dang, what the heck, we still on this? So they called me to the office, and it's like this, one of the male principals, this white male principal, APs, I mean, for my grade. He's like, he's seen the video or whatever, and like he's like, hello, you know, chatting it up basically before he break down everything. And he's like, the things that you were saying were not okay. And he's like, the language that you were using was really inappropriate for somebody your age. He was like, I understand you were mad, but we still don't appreciate like you talking like that. And I'm like, you mad at me for saying a couple cuss words, but you're not going to acknowledge what he did? Come on now, like y'all gotta meet me somewhere. So yeah, we're in there, and like he turned his little computer screen around so I could see, and like he got what I said printed out on paper, and I'm like, you federal, bro, you are the feds, bro, you're federal. So like then he showed like the video, and I'm like, ooh, you know. I need to call him and tell him give me that video. But yeah, y'all, so he turned around, he showed me the video. Then like a couple minutes later, he like, we're gonna call him down here. We had to sign some papers to where we couldn't be around each other, which was fine with me. But like I said, we had the same friend group, so it was kind of hard. So like we couldn't be in a certain distance of each other. And like that whole day that happened at lunch, like I said, we had the same friend group, so we all sat at the same table. And so that particular day, everybody like gets there and they pick their seats, and I'm there, so I pick my seats, and then it's a seat next to me that's empty, and I'm like,
who this for?
Who is this for? And they're like, oh, it's for him. And I'm like, y'all know we can't be in the same, like, that's not gonna work. And they're just like, oh, just sit down, they're not gonna say anything if y'all don't make a big deal out of it, you know. I'm like, you know what, we could put this aside. We're not gonna be friends, or like I was just gonna drop it. It wasn't gonna be like every time I just seen you I just want to fight you, even though that's kind of what it was. So like he sat down and like he just looked at me, and I'm just like, all right, eat your food. Like, don't talk to me. Talk to your friends. I'm gonna talk to my friends. Like, you don't have to speak to me. And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, going in one ear and coming out the other. Why are you still talking to me? So, and we get back to school, and like one of my friends, like I said, we had the same friend group. So we get into third period, which was our homeroom, and she gave me this paper, and I'm like, what's this? And she's like, oh, he wrote you a note. So y'all, I'm like, why would he write me a note? What is this for? And I open the note, and it's like, hey Adaya, I'm sorry for putting my hands on you inappropriately and pulling your hair and things like that. I just liked you, and that's my way of like flirting or whatever. And like after that, I just was like, ripped it. And like I'm reading it out loud, so I just ripped it as soon as I got to that. And my friend, she's like, you're not gonna finish reading? And I'm like, no, there's no reason for me to continue reading that. Like, what? No. So yeah, I ripped it, and then like he see me in the hallway, and by the time I had to throw it in the trash, I really forgot about it. And he making an effort to like speak to me. So like I'm leaving this class, and he's coming to this classroom for his next period. And he was like, oh, you got my letter? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, what did you think? And I'm like, I didn't read the whole thing, but I'm like, I really don't care, you know. I'm like, I accept your apology or whatever. And he's like, what do you mean you didn't read the whole thing? And like somebody in the class today was like, she ripped it up before she could finish reading it. And he's like, man, I can't stand you, B words. He was like, that's why your parents like smoke crack or something like that. That just, like, y'all, I ain't gonna say a hothead, but like a hothead. Like, you can say anything, and I'm just get upset, like really, really upset, and I'm gonna fight. So yeah, y'all, he say that. And like that day we had like an old, like really, really old white dude as our substitute in that class. So like this is all going on like in the doorway of the classroom. And he like, when he said this, he was in his classroom, and I was like in the doorway, because like I said, I was leaving this class, y'all. And he just like, after he said that, I'm like running in trying to fight him, and like the old white man, he's like, no, we don't need you fighting again. Like, I don't want to hear this. Like, let go of me before I hit you. And I'm like screaming, and I'm like, let me go. And he like, the boy, he just sitting there smiling like, what is you smiling for? Please let me know. What are you smiling for? So, like, that's making me more mad, because I wish I could just smack the skin off you, bruh, so you wouldn't have no skin to smile with, bruh. Like, bro, it was just so, like, I just wanted to get to him so bad. And like, this old white man was kind of strong, so I couldn't get to him. And so the APs, they come and grab me. It's two ladies. It's like one black lady and I think a Mexican lady, and they come and grab me. They're like, what happened? You were doing so good. And they're like, I'm like, he just runs his mouth too much. And she's like, I thought he would have learned his lesson after you DDT'd him. Now by this time the video is like, the video of me on the bus is out to like all the APs and teachers and stuff, so they hadn't seen it. So they she said that, and I'm just like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know what DDT means, y'all. I still don't. I'm probably gonna look it up after this. So yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, you think he would have shut up or something like that. So we like walk in, and he come like into the hallway going to the bathroom. He like, you stupid bitch. Oh, boy. As soon as I turn around, they like, nope, go to the office. So they call him there. She's like, come here. You didn't think we were out here, did you? And so he's just like, oh man. So he go in the classroom and get his bag. So she put us in the office, and like we sitting in like the 2 chairs, but I like kind of scooted mine out because I really didn't like, you get too close to me, you breathe towards me a little wrong, I'm gonna want to knock the breath at you. So he in there, and like we just sitting there, and the not old, he wasn't old, but he was old, yeah. The old white AP dude, he's like, we have to come to some kind of agreement, guys. And all that happened, I don't even remember what happened, but we leaving this like almost lunchtime. So we walk into lunch, and like everybody's in the hallway at this time. School was super big. It's like 500 6th graders alone. So we walking in, like he come up to me with like a 7th grade girl and an 8th grade girl at the time, and I'm in 6th grade. Me and him is in 6th grade, but he come up to me, and like I told y'all, I'm like itty bitty, y'all, in 6th grade. I'm not short, but I'm just like really, really skinny. The 8th grade girl, she got some meat on her. She has some meat on her. The 7th grade girl did too, but she was like, just, yeah, she was as big as the 8th grade girl. So they like walking up like they just own something. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And they like, we gonna fight you, da 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 da, because he don't want to fight you no more. I'm like, why? Cause you got beat up? And they like, oh, you're not gonna sit there and talk to him like that. So like I told you, I had friends, y'all, but like in 6th grade, I was like more so friends with like the white and Mexican girls and like some mixed girls, and it was just fully black girls, and they wasn't really like, you know, just, oh, I'm down to fight, like, you know how some of them black girls was. And so like we right here like in the cafeteria, and then there's some bathrooms right there. So I'm like, you know, I'm not scared, but I'm like, they bigger than me, and then there's 2 of them at that. I'm like, listen, y'all gonna have to hold on a minute. I call my mom from in the bathroom, and she's like, what's going on? I'm like, Mama, they trying to jump me. Like, they just trying to jump me. So by this time, they had to go to their class, and they like standing in there in the bathroom. My mama like, it's cool, we finna pull up. Her and my aunt in the background. So like, they like this hung up the phone, because all you can hear is them screaming at me. Like, hang up the phone. And I'm like, no, since y'all want to jump me, this is what we finna do. So yeah, so I hung up the phone, and like all my mama, she's like, don't hang up the phone. Hung up the phone. So like, I'm like, what then? So like the so-called friends that I had, they're like all blocking me out. They're like, no, you're not gonna jump her, da da da, this, that, and the third. Everything then died down. We go to the cafeteria, we're eating, them girls, they done left. Like him, he went to a completely different table or whatever. Whole time I didn't forget about this whole situation that did happen, y'all. So all of a sudden, I just hear my name on the little microphone, and they like come to the office, and I'm like, oh my God, I just called my mom. And when they get to the office, and I can hear my mom, I can like hear my dad and like my mom and my aunt going off, and they're like, we don't know what you're talking about, everything's fine, she was just sitting at her table. Y'all, I had gotten in so much trouble because of that. I got in trouble, but then I didn't get in trouble. But it was just like, you should have just called after the whole situation type stuff. And yeah, y'all, it was just crazy. But that was kind of the end of it. After that, I really didn't have no more problems with dude. We kind of just like steered clear of each other or whatnot. Like, it just, you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. The friend group, he kind of just distanced himself from, well, I ain't gonna say he distanced himself, but nobody in the friend group was really talking to him no more, because they were the only people that knew what was actually going on and stuff like that. So yeah, yo, that happened. And oh, hold on. Yeah, so that happened. But that's pretty much it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you don't miss anything that I post. And I might do some more story times, y'all, because it'd be kind of funny. But yeah, y'all, that's gonna be the end of this video. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell, and we're out.